Hey everybody, it's Melissa. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday. Mine was pretty decent. I got to spend it with my wife's family. It was a little tough because this was the last major holiday since my wife passed. She passed a week after Thanksgiving last year. And I'm going to reflect on this whole last year, which has been one of enormous change, as you can tell. Um, Going through the emotional ringer, planning my future and what I want to do with my life. I've done many, many videos talking about moving forward with transitioning. That's still on my calendar. I have a few things to work out before I fully start, but I wanted to get past the holidays, spend one whole year thinking things through and getting past, for my in-laws' sake more than anything, because I am taking their feelings into consideration before I come out and torpedo everything. um, and it's not going to be pretty. It's really not going to be pretty. One thing I happened to notice in these the last month or so, that there's a growing distance between me and my wife's family. They still think I'm not going to say they think, I know they still care for me deeply. And I was always told I'd be a part of the family. Well, we'll see how long that lasts, because I know her family won't accept this. Now, my sister in law was someone I was very close to. And if anybody that I know right now, uh, I valued her opinion more than anybody else's. And I hoped that she would be accepting. But I've noticed in the last month, she's really pulling away from me. And I'm trying to think, is it me? Am I the one doing the pulling away? Eh, Oh, maybe a little because I know what's coming. At the same time, within this last month, we've barely spoken. Granted, I took a trip out to visit my family in Colorado, but even then, we used to text all the time or talk all the time, and that's kind of going away. And there was a profound moment for me yesterday when my mother-in-law wanted a picture of the family because she had her granddaughter who came out from Washington State with her boyfriend. She had all of her family around the table. And she was fiddling with her camera and couldn't get it to work. So I said, I'll take the picture because, well, I'm a great photographer. So I lined up the shot, took it, got all of them in, handed her back the camera, and that was it. Nobody was concerned about getting a shot with me in it. The other me, of course. And that really hit home to me. It hit home that I'm not part of their family. And I think on a subconscious level, they're starting to realize that. And it's a bit lonely to think about. It's a bit sad to think that this part of my life really is coming to an end. Uh, and it's part of this emotional journey. I mean, if I want to live my life in the way that's going to make me happiest, I have to start separating myself from people who I know are not going to accept. Now, I have some friends pointing out to me that, hey, you don't know, maybe somebody will turn around and be more accepting than you think. Like my sister-in-law, I think out of anybody might be the most accepting, but I'm beginning to see and feel that that may not be so. She may not accept the fact that someone she knew for 20 years is now someone completely different, and in a very shocking way. My family, I'm not worried about. I know they're not going to accept it. Between my brother and his wife, anti-trans rhetoric, and my mother's cluelessness, she would never in a million years be able to comprehend this. So it's learning to move on with my life. I've been trying to think of selling this house. I originally thought maybe moving to Colorado because this last trip was a lot better than last time. Yet I realize I'm just not comfortable moving out there. I don't have the support system that I would have. I'm part of a community out here. While I'm not thrilled with New Jersey, I think for the time being, I need to stay. So I do need to get out of this house and move closer to civilization where I can be more available to attend events and not have long drives and not have to worry. So that's something I'm looking into next year, putting my house up for sale and finding an apartment and being closer to the things I want to do, living my life. If by some odd chance any of my wife's family is accepting, then I will be closer to them. Yet still, if they're not accepting, I'm living far enough away, I never really have to worry about running into them. So it's gut wrenching. I mean, there's so many of you who have transitioned and you've gone through this, and many of you did this so much earlier in life. Some of you did it later in life, like me. I'm interested to hear your stories. I've watched a lot of the women who have YouTube channels who've talked about their stories. I have friends whose families totally rejected them and they're not on speaking terms. These are the types of things that I'm trying to prepare myself for. But you know what? You can do as much preparation as you want. But when it comes to feelings and emotions, it's impossible to prepare for some things. So I'm just going to have to see what happens. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe it won't be so bad. Or maybe it can be devastating. In either case, I'm going to live my life the way I want. I'm not going to live it for other people. I sometimes feel a little guilty that I won't really be there for my mother, who's advanced in years, but she's also healthy as a horse, too. And if something were to happen and I might need to step in, I'll deal with it. But it's just the fact that my brother and his wife, good God, the hateful rhetoric that came out of their mouths when I was there, it's just, I know I can't be a part of their life. So I don't know. I really don't know. So we'll take it a day at a time. We'll see what happens. Um, but we're coming up on the holidays here, and Christmas is coming up. I'm very seriously considering, I'm expected to show up at my mother-in-law's for Christmas. I feel so out of place. I've already spent one Christmas there with them without their daughter because she had already passed by this Christmas last year. This time, I don't know if I want to do it again, especially with how things are starting to change. So I'm seriously considering getting sick, which my mother-in-law is a germaphobe, so she'd be upset, but wouldn't want me anywhere near them anyway. And I think it's just I need to start taking these steps. Maybe it's a mistake because I'm thought about this. Maybe I'm overreacting and I should give them a chance. I don't know. When you've been around people as long as this and you know who they are and what their values are, you know what's going to happen. Hey, if it's more positive than I think, I'll take it in a heartbeat. But I don't know. I don't know is my big word. I can't see the future. not psychic. Well, not in that way. I just have to move forward. I do have friends in the community that are there to support me. So I'll utilize that support as much as I can and see what's going to happen in 2024. It's going to be an interesting year, I'll tell you that. I thought this last year was tough and full of change. I think it's going to be a cakewalk compared to what's going to happen this year. We'll have to see. Anyway, didn't want this to be more of a downer video because, again, I'm using this to kind of process my feelings a little bit. And if you have comments or suggestions or feedback, you can always leave it below or reach out to me at melissalee@yahoo.com. And you can tell me about your own experiences, or if you think I need to change my attitude, I'm open to all constructive criticism. In any case, Christmas season is now officially upon us, and we've got a whole month now to prepare. I might change my mind at the last minute and go. That's an option. I'm just going to have to wait and see how things go. So until next time, you all have a wonderful weekend. And as we come into this holiday season, try to keep in that holiday spirit. And I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.